What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Weekly Indie Newcomer. This week, we're taking a look at Space Grunts. My name is Splattercat, and I'm very, very happy to have you here in my den with me. Space Grunts, made by Orange Pixel. Can't get it yet on Steam. It comes out in about a week. We're going to check the game out today if you've never seen it. It's a roguelite. It's a roguelite that touches on a number of different facets. So essentially, it's a turn-based game for people that don't like turn-based games, and it's a real-time game for people that don't like turn-based games. And so the game is a very interesting hybrid of real-time and turn-based, where some things work. If you ever played Nova 111, it's kind of like that, where some things are affected by its turn-based nature, and then other things happen in real time. And so it's a fast-paced experience for people that want fast-paced. It's slow enough for people that want slow, and they want to think about every turn. The closest correlation I could give you is that it's a little bit like Doom RL, with some of the bells and whistles removed, cutesy graphics added, and then they've streamlined it a little bit. So if you're interested in checking the game on out, jump in with me. If not, you are on the completely and totally wrong video, because this is 30 minutes of Space Grunts. Let's do this thing. Let's play the game here. I've got what looks like... I like playing the Captain. There's 3 different classes you can play here. So the Captain, very, very good at finding items. And this is a roguelite where consumables are everything. Your collection of consumables will live, you will live and die by that collection. You'll decide what you want to do, because that's the only abilities that you have are the usable items. And so if it's not a consumable, essentially you can shoot and you can use consumables. And so his character class has decent strength, so he's okay at fighting. He's bad at tech, which means that when he finds usable items, he doesn't use them very well, but he has very high luck, which means he finds items all the time, so he tends to have a plethora of options no matter what he's doing in the dungeon. You got the strong arm, who's got bad luck, okay tech, and really good strength, and so he's your shooter. If you don't care about picking up extra bells and whistles and you just want to kill shit, that is the guy to get it done. And then you've got the tech junkie, who is bad at killing stuff but gets a lot of uses out of consumable items and then finds an average amount of consumables. I always go with the Captain, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Let's get rocking. Get ready. A moon base with a distress signal. That can't go wrong. And he just wasted that frog. Oh my god, that frog came into the wrong neighborhood. Guess Ripley was unavailable? Let's take this one step at a time. In we go. And so I would actually highly recommend not playing this game with the mouse. The mouse gets me into trouble all the time, and so I would play with the keyboard. You can do that with WASD, or you can do it with the arrow keys and the X button. That's all that you need. We got 3 weapons, so let's talk about the HUD here for a moment. Top left-hand corner, HP, very self-explanatory. The thing that's highlighted right there, that is a box of shells for our pistol. The second thing right there, if we press the number 2, we get a rocket launcher, an RPG, that fires rocket-propelled grenades. That's your AoE attack. And the third attack is going to be a piercing attack that goes super far. It goes through everything but does not do much damage. It's your plasma rifle. I would suggest using the shotgun for the beginning of the game and just sort of swapping in and out. This is a game where you'll live and die by the decisions you make for the gun that you decide to deploy for the current job that you are on. You definitely want to use the rocket launcher in some circumstances. You definitely want to use the shells in one or another. Let's walk around a bit. Here's the first door. And so we'll go ahead and hit OK right there. Ow, we got shot in the face by a laughing guy with a mask on. That sucks. So I'm going to put rounds in this guy real quick. Ooh, that's a nasty mob to get in the first room. He actually took a lot of damage. Pressing the X key is how we fire our gun. Apparently our character really, really dislikes frogs. And so I'm going to do my best to destroy that barrel right there and get rid of our froggy nemesis. I'm going to break that box open, get some freebie. Yeah, I don't need that right now. We're going to get some freebie shells. All the time I played this game was on my laptop, so unfortunately this is the first time I'm playing on my desktop, which means that all the tutorials are coming back up. We've got these little worms in here, not necessarily super dangerous, but if they latch onto your character, they can do a little bit of long-term damage. It can be problematic. That right there is a space plant. What the space plant does is it's the game's way of forcing you to gamble. When you shoot the space plant, sometimes something good happens, sometimes something bad happens, and you don't know until you do it. And so I would highly recommend only doing it if you're super desperate or super confident. I'm gonna kill that guy right there. I think that's a robo drone right there that we just killed. Hey, we got more shells in this room. Good, because if there's one thing I know about this game, running out of bullets totally sucks. You do not want that to happen. So let's keep on going. We got ourselves some kind of weird little rock monster over here. Rock monster! It's time for you to get knocked out. I will continue my frog slaughter over here. I don't know why it is that I enjoy killing frogs so much, but you know what? Every now and again, you got to give them the bullfrag. Let's go after this side. We got 8 shells on that side. We got an explosive crate. Hey, we got our first consumable. What is it? A teleporter. So if we get the I key, it takes us on into here. Your inventory is limited. You can only carry 10 items at a time. So watch out for that. We got the teleporter. It looks like it beams us out to the latest active beacon, so it takes us back to the beginning of the level if we're dug in too deep. That actually doesn't sound that good, but it actually is. It's pretty useful. We got a little Doom-type map right there if you wanted to look at it by pressing the M key. It's available at any time. Through this door, we've got a big old room full of all kinds of random stuff that probably wants to do us grievous bodily harm. I'm going to grenade them. There it is. So that'll kill off a couple. Then I'll go back over to the shell launcher. Get that guy right there. Oh, I shot at something that you can shoot whenever you want, by the way. That's one of the reasons why I like the X button and the keyboard controls better than using the mouse. It's because as far as I know, the mouse, that was a med kit right there. As far as I know, the mouse does not have a force fire button. Whereas if you're playing with the keyboard, you can fire your gun whenever you want, and then you can AoE around corners and do all kinds of interesting tactical stuff if you wanted to. I like the presentation of the game. I do. It's a little bit minimalist, and I know it's going to bug some people that weren't there for kind of the Nintendo generation, but for guys like me, this feels like we're coming back home, and I just love the way that it looks because it takes me back to a nostalgic day when video games were simpler, but you could still play them all day, every day, even without the AAA. Super awesome, flashy DirectX graphics. Ow, I'm being shot repeatedly by some kind of, I don't know, space Eskimo. He's like, hey, I'm an Inuit. I'm like, all right, a space Inuit. Let's go off to this side. We'll go up to the top, and we are on the second level path to the base. Now, I haven't beaten the game yet. None of my characters have survived. I've had about 4 hours of just non-stop dying and getting whooped on by everything that looks at me wrong. We got a double gun right there. Improved version of the standard weapon, better range and improved firepower. Now our gun fires double, and so that's what I mean. Along the way, you'll find power-ups that make your gun better permanently. And so while there are no other guns in the game other than the 3 that you start with, you find power-ups that make them better. And every single run, you'll find different power-ups that do different things. For example, you get one that turns your rocket launcher into a grenade launcher, so it lobs the shell, and the shell can go in different directions based on that. The AoE is modified. With the beam gun, they increase the damage. They make it work a little bit better. And obviously, as you've seen right here with the shell gun, I'm going to wait for this guy to come around. It makes you double fire and deal 1 more damage per shot. We got a small absorber right there. I'm going to take damage. So let me go ahead and I'm going to use the absorber real fast so that I don't take any damage here, because that guy is going to shoot back at me. It looks like the shell absorber didn't work, though. I still took damage. Little concerning. We got our plasma right there. I probably shouldn't have shot that door either. Let's focus for a minute, because I think the worm is on us. Got some shells and things down here. I'm going to get rid of them. Go ahead and shoot him with the laser gun, because it does 1 damage, and these only have 1 HP anyway, so it's not that big of an expenditure. Grab a couple more shells right there. Laser that guy. We got full health, so we don't need that med kit. I usually leave them behind just in case. The game does time you during your process, or during your progress, so as you're playing the game, there's a timer that ticks up. You're trying to get a higher score and go faster each time. The game is built to be speedrunned as fast as possible. It doesn't, like, reward you for going quicker, but I would assume that later on, the game is in early access right now. I would assume we got a big absorber right there. I would assume that later on, in one way or another, it's going to reward you for going faster, because it does keep track of how long your playthrough was. So anyways, just things to think about while playing. We got some enemies on that side, a worm on that side. I'm going to swap back into the shell launcher, because why not? We have the ability to use it right now. Break open those crates, grab a few more shells. Don't step on that slime on the floor. It will do damage to you, and then it will make you cry. Your feet will burn. You'll have little boils all over your feet, and then you'll be worried at the end of those wonderful third dates that your date will see your nasty feet with the boils and bubbles on them, and then she won't love you no mo. Can I? Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and grenade launcher him around the corner to get rid of him. Swap back in right here, give it a couple of shots. The game does have a lot in common, so the way that I would describe it is that it's nuclear thrown for people that like turn-based games. So if you want a really, really fast-paced roguelite, this is probably one of the faster-paced that I've ever seen, aside from maybe, oh, I don't know, Tome is pretty fast-paced, but aside from that, this is a very, very quick fire-and-forget game where you're supposed to play it a couple runs at a time. Am I getting shot in my face right now? I wish that I wasn't. That saddens me. I'm going to grenade the hell out of you, and Frog, I strongly dislike the fact that you're looking at me with your adorable beady eyes, so unfortunately, eat shell, my friend. Eat shell. It doesn't sound that appetizing, though. Sometimes I have ammo problems in this game, and sometimes I don't. Occasionally, I run out of bullets for everything, and then other times it seems like I'm just flush with bullets. So there is a little bit of randomness there. Some runs are definitely more skimp than others when it comes to the projectiles that you would like to fire at your enemies. I'm going to go up this way, and I think I'm going to give them the AoE right there. Yeah, that sounds good. AoE! That's what I like to say when I destroy my enemies. I get up in there with my childish shouts to destroy them. Break a couple more crates, get ourselves some free grenades. We've got our shell gun, modified double gun, more damage when in the right hands. I wonder what that means. Oh, wow. Okay, so I don't think it retained Our range looks okay, but I don't think it retained the upgrade that we had previously. I'm not really sure. I don't want to step in there because he'll get the first shot at me. So I'm going to wait till he lines up. What's being shot at right now? Oh, he's shooting at me, but he's out of range. Okay. So we'll get him from right there. The enemies in this game do not have amazing depth perception. Woo! It looks like it did retain the damage that we previously had, because now we're doing 4 with each shot, which is way better than doing 3, because as you get further into the game, the enemies do cycle, and you start to get some really, really nasty enemies as you get further into the game that just take like a stupid amount of damage. They become big old sponges for pain, and I think that's one right there. I don't know if that's an enemy spawner or what that is, but it's got to go. Hit it with the nade. Does it break? Okay, so we're almost out of frags. I'm going to save the rest of them just in case. There's no melee attack as far as I know to break crates, so you kind of have to use ammunition when you want to open them up. It's an explosive box right there, but our explosive cylinder, I suppose, but it probably isn't going to be that useful now that everything in the room is dead. Ah, I messed that up. I should have waited till he stepped in a little bit further. Got him with the kill right there. You always fire first on your turn, so you want to make sure you'll be able to kill the enemy before you fire your shot. We haven't gotten to the point in the game where kind of the real-time element gets in. There are traps and things around on some of the later levels that you got to play around with real-time mode. Ooh, he's able to fire in any direction. That is unfortunate for me. That's all bad for my poor character because I cannot fire in diagonals. Got a plant on that side. I don't think that I want to use it. Watch out. He's a plant. You can't trust him for anything. We'll go back down on this side. That got us up to 16 out of 18. We're looking okay. I'm going to get him with the laser rifle. And then after that, I'm going to step in, give him a little bit of machine gun loving. This guy over here is actually a vendor. He's a trader. He'll trade things with you if you've got anything that he wants. Wow, you took 8 damage before you went down? Good for you, man. Good for you. Everywhere. Aliens, monsters. Oh, God, what happened? I will trade a super regen for your teleporter. Hell yeah, I'll take that. And then I will murder you on accident because I hit the wrong key. Did I actually accomplish that trade? Hell yeah. Okay, so the super regen is really, really nice to have. Just in case shit hits the fan, in case you hadn't noticed, we had 2. I'm going to AoE him real fast. There's not much I can do about this guy, though. Aside from get him lined up, and I think I'll just give him the DACA real quick. Got 8 shells on that side. I think we had a big heal back the direction that we came in. Since this room appears to have a number of enemies all in line, I'm going to get them like that. Up there, that little thing that's shining right there, it's a triple shot. It allows us to shoot 3 bullets at a time for a couple of turns. It's nice to have for when shit gets especially gnarly. The triple shot right there. At the beginning of the game, I will say that the primitives for all the little items, they're hard to identify. But after you play the game for a bit, you get used to it. I think I left a health kit back in over here somewhere. Like around where we first started. So let me take a look real fast. Jump on the map. Yeah, it's over this way. And I want to get myself healed before we go any further. Because I would like for... Oh, it was a big health pack. I thought it was a little one. Well, skiddly-dee for us, I suppose. Let's go off to the left. We'll get up and out of this level. This door over here is the one that we were looking for the entire time. This is not the door that we were looking for. But this one is to the next level. And so now we are officially inside the moon base. The moon base, just a place where you can bare your ass whenever you want to. Pretty fun place, all things considered. Did you just shoot me, you little bastard? I've got a super badass gun that does exactly what I tell it to. And that one thing is the only thing that I tell it to do. That is shoot. This little guy over here I think has a plasma gun or something like that. If I can frag that box right there, though. Oh yeah, the environments are destructible, by the way. In case you didn't know. So right here, oh, I stepped in goo. That sucks. So we got these little flame things around here. Be careful about those. They are turn-based, and so you want to watch out. Which I suppose is minorly punny, considering we're inside of a moon base. And so since we're in... Oh, we got teleporting little guys in here, too. Let's get rid of them. They're teleporting space ninjas, as if our problems weren't bad enough already. Teleporting space ninjas. Who knew? Let's go back and get a health kit, because our health is a little bit low, and I don't want to die. Dying is one of those things that I try to avoid it, if I can at all do such a thing. Oh man, I aimed the wrong direction, so I wasted a fraggle right there. I wasted a fraggle. I gotta wait for this guy to come at me. There we go. So now that he's been destroyed... Oh, that other one stepped on goo for me. Good for you, man. Good for you. I'll probably take this back to here and then blow him up using the crate. This on the wall, you can't really see it until you look. Watch out for these terminals. Occasionally you'll see one that'll have a little blinking thing up above it, and if you've picked up a random item called a data card, you can slot it in right there and it'll do fun stuff for you. Not like super fun stuff, but definitely some fun stuff. Gotta wait for this little guy to decide what he wants to do. There we go. I never figured out how to bypass a turn, so that right there, there it is. If you have a data card, it does something. I don't have a data card, though, so we'll have to sort that out at some point. On that side, I'm gonna blow. Oh shit. Okay, that explosion was larger than expected. Can I blow this up? I think you can if you use an explosive, but otherwise... Oh, we blew up the terminal that we needed the data card for. There are keys, and so if you're into Doom occasionally... That guy has some kind of Kamehameha death ray. I don't know what he was shooting at me, but it was unpleasant. What does that do? It looks like a nuclear crate. It looks like it boils off for a little while. Don't step on those fiery things on the floor. They hurt like hell. They do bad things to you. I need to go back to the beginning of the level and get myself healed up. What is that? An X-railer? Oh, good. That's an upgrade for our plasma gun that makes it deal 3 damage instead of 1, so that'll be a lot more useful from here on in. Let me use the teleporter real fast. That should take us back in over to here, which will get us towards these health kits real fast. I'm going to step on some goo because I don't like to follow. Practicing what I preach, not good at it. Never have been. Doesn't stop me from preaching, though, which is kind of one of those hypocritical things about my personal nature, which I strongly dislike. Die, random pixelated robo. I hate you. Not for any particular reason. You just kind of make me upset when I see you, and I kind of want to blow you up. Ow! Shot me when I came through the door. Corner camping, waiting. It's a legitimate strategy, so that's a cleansing flame right there. It spreads out, and then you kind of got to duck it, and it destroys... Oh, it doesn't destroy items. Well, anyways, it's called a spreading flame, and if you look at it right there, it goes for quite some ways. It can be difficult to dodge. I have yet to get used to it. It's one of those things that I don't normally live super long in this game. Oh, good, we got a trap room. That'll be fun. Let's step over here, step to here. You can step to the ones that have flames coming out of them without burning yourself, but don't step on the ones that are red. That's where the demarcation line lies, I suppose. He's now dead, as is she. A little bit of health right there, but I don't know if I... Ow. I don't know if I wanted to get in on it just yet. Frags, triple shots, all kinds of good stuff around here. One problem you will run into playing the captain is that you will have too many items a lot of the time. Actually, looks like this location is going to be difficult to get a read on. We're going to have to take damage right there. Unfortunate, but not necessarily unexpected. There we go. We made it out. Ow! Damn you! Alright, so we made it out the other side. There's a lot more stuff to kill. We've got a traveling flame right there. I think we're just going to have to eat that one. And so, unfortunately, there was no getting around it. I will wait behind as it travels, though, and hope for the best here. Health is a tad low, but we do have a big regenerator, so I'm not that worried about our physical. We got ninjas over here. I'm going to get rid of them. A couple of health kits that put us back up to full, so that's very, very nice. That's a nice thing to have around. I'll blow that up real quick so I can get around to this frag over here, because our frag supply is a little bit limited, as is our plasma backpack, so we'll get that going. I'm going to try not to shoot that over there. At some point, that little guy will line up with us, and we'll be able to get rid of him. Blow you up real fast using that. We got the gate to the next room. I stepped on some stuff that I shouldn't have. So maybe, I don't know, just go around and we'll leave. There we go. We're up and out of here. Couple of enemies down. Unfortunately, we're at point blank range, so it's going to be a little bit nasty. Get rid of that guy right there. Everything controls very, very well. I do think that the game could use customizable controls. I would like to see key customization in the game right now because it's an early access. You can't change the keys around at the moment, but that's a big deal to me. I'm a person that knows what I like, and if a game won't let me do what I like it when a game allows me to retailor everything so that I can make it feel comfortable to me. I'm going to use that super regen real fast because we are a little bit fraggled at the moment. Oh, well, never mind then. Alright, well, there's the health kit that we always dreamed about. Since we're going to be regenerating from here on in, I'm not really going to worry too much about dodging fire or doing anything tactical or intelligent. We can basically just wade our way through this as we see fit. Some bigger enemies in here that act as spawners for our foes. I'm going to try and get rid of them before they fill up the room with spiders. And in this situation, I find that since we're later on into the game... Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. Since we're later on into the game, it might not be worth it to explore. We may just want to make our way towards the next floor as quickly as possible. However, since we soaked a lot of our firepower in that room, I think we're going to be stuck looking around for more shells. Use the plasma launcher for a bit because I think it'll get the job done. We may end this with lower health because I have bad navigational skills. But... nope, that's not what I wanted either. If we can get a couple of ammo boxes out of this, I wouldn't complain. I should have used the other gun right here. That was a mistake. Let's go with the piercing rifle for a minute. That'll allow us to get a bunch of damage off. And right there, it looks like we have a armored suit, I think is what that is, but we gotta lose health to get it. Oh, it's a regeneration. Okay, so that'll be nice, just in case things get a little bit gnarlier. You can pick up suits and things like that that'll last for like 100 turns, and they'll lower the amount of damage you take by 1 or 2 or 3. There's actually a pretty decent variety of items. You'll probably see all of them within a couple hours of playing, but there's enough to keep it interesting for right now. And so, you know, if you wanted to wait a little bit for the game to become more fleshed out, I think that's a valid option, and it's something that you could definitely seek out. I do think that the game is going to get some loving from the developer. He's been working on it pretty feverishly right now as his Steam release is coming up. And I think that the game is playable enough right now. I don't know what they're going to charge for it, though. What is that thing? It's a rotating turret. Okay, I'm going to stay out of the way of it then. But I would like more shells, so, you know, I'll take that at face value. A little bit of health missing, but I can clear out this room right here. We're trading 3 for 1 right there, so I'm going to go for it because that seems suitable to me. We got some shells on this side too, which is what we're low on, so if I can keep myself locked and loaded. No complaints from my peanut gallery. Got her. Okay, looking good. This little guy, unfortunately, is going to take a little bit more loving before we can get rid of him. Some shells right there, and a frag. I haven't been using frags in a while, so I may try to get some frag usage in. Ow, unless I get shot when I open a door. I'm glad that we decided to search this place out, because as it sits right now, we should be able to refill all of our health. A little bit. Do I have any key cards right now? Let me take a look at my inventory. Key cards, what do you have in here? Nope. No key cards or no data units, so I can't use that just yet. Grab the frag and go downwards. I think this is probably a really, really good spot to stop off and talk about the game in a more clinical sense. I hope you've enjoyed the playthrough so far. Let's talk about the game, yeah? Space Grunts at face value is just an old concept which has been re-streamlined with a fresh coat of paint and adopts heavily from the Vlambeer playbook to give roguelite players an experience which can be played at their own pace. It's nuclear thrown for people who wish that it was turn-based, and it's something a bit swifter for those that feel tired of contemplative roguelikes. Now, that's not to say that the game doesn't require thought, because obviously small variations in turn structure and some thought into the way you want to step out your turn in a room can drastically alter the outcomes of a firefight, but Space Grunts prides itself, from my position, on a greased experience where you can go in guns blazing without an insane amount of random commands and menus. The consumables are interesting, and while most do exactly what you'd expect from a game of the genre, they still will play a pivotal role in the way that you'll conquer the levels. They give you an ample quantity of oh shit buttons to hit when your 3-gun array of firepower just isn't getting things done. I like the presentation, although I think that some of the environmental animations like the clouds and things like that could be slowed down slightly. They all seem to be on meth right now and going very, very rapidly. That might just be a side effect of the alpha, but it's something that I noticed. But as a whole, I really actually kind of enjoyed the retro pixel chibi style that they went for on this one. It is a bloodbath of adorable sprites who fly dismembered around the screen as the shells fly, and it can really provide for some funny moments when you're lighting off explosive canisters, grenades, or nuclear barrels. I like the random environmental hazards that they put around that take a little bit of thought. You gotta watch the patterns and figure out the right way to step across the room. Very, very cool stuff that they're working with right there. I really like the gun sound effects. They were beefy, which is a big deal to me. I appreciate the fact that the firing effects work in the way and they sound the way you expect them to. I don't like it when you go in with a gun in a game and it's like, and it doesn't sound threatening. I like it when my guns bang, when my grenades explode, and they've got a little bit of bass to them, and I liked that in the game. I think the backing music could be a little bit more catchy, since the game is trying to capitalize on a retro aesthetic, and one of the things that defines the NES, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo generation is the large amount of just random soundtracks, which are memorable, and they get caught in your head very easily. So I think the game could do a little bit better with music, but I mean, if it just uses it as a placeholder, or if they just don't have anybody to make the music, it's perfectly fine the way the game is. It's just something that I noticed along the way as well. But much beyond that point, the game is an alpha, which means things are very subject to change. And so the few little things that I noticed, I was really pleased with this game. It surprised me. I came in not wanting to like this game because there are so many roguelikes nowadays that it feels very played out, but I'm always surprised in the way that developers manage to make an old genre still feel new and useful and also just sort of bright-eyed, and so I'm excited to keep an eye on this one. If you haven't checked out Space Grunts, I recommend it. Put it on your wish list. Check the game out. It's not out right now, so if you wanted to get it right this second, you're not going to be able to. It doesn't come out for another week or so on Steam. I got a pre-press copy, so I decided to play it here for all of you to check the game on out. I will see you in next week's episode. If you haven't been around the channel much, this is called Weekly Indie Newcomer, or if you're new, it's a series that I do on the weekly where I talk about an indie game that I've been playing over the course of the last week. I tell you what I like and what I don't like about it, and then I present it for you as honestly as possible so that you can make the decision for yourself. Now, I'm going to do something new from here on in. If you liked this game and you wanted to see more footage of it, let me know with your likes and your comments down below. I'm going to set some kind of threshold, and if it goes over that threshold in terms of just engagement and people being excited about the project, I will give you a 1-hour standalone episode where we hang out and we check the game out for a full hour. I just shoot the shit, we play it as much as possible, and we have a good time. I will see you all later. This is Space Grunts. My name is Splattercat. The series is called Weekly Indie Newcomer. I will see you all later. Hi-do, everybody.